I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Reagan Fox, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, let's see. I've been in the porn industry for the last 9 years. Prior to that, I was a cam girl for about 4 or 5 years. And prior to that, I was in the financial banking world. And I'm a mom, and I've been living in Arizona for about 27 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you create the stage name?
A long time ago, I wanted to actually use Reagan as a name for if I had a daughter, but my husband did not, was not in agreement to that. He felt that it was not a very good name for a female, and so I just kind of revived it back for my porn career.
Fair enough. And what are your measurements, including your height and weight?
I'm 5'9". I'm 138 pounds now. I don't know. I've got big boobs, double D's, I guess. I'm not really sure. Double D's, I guess. And I'm pretty tiny. I have a size 8 foot. I'm kind of little petite for being so tall.
Yeah. Well, you look in great shape.
Thank you. Thank you.
How did you start in the industry then?
I started with the housing and financial crash, and I was a appraiser at the time. And the market kind of dried up after several years, and I was a little worried, what am I going to do? And until the market kind of bounced back. And I had a friend that was a cam girl. And so I said, you know what, I think I could do that. And the first two people I told, they were like, no way, no way, you're too shy, you're too introverted. And I was like, no, I think maybe I can. So then I got into camming and then said I would, only be there for a year, and I was going back out into corporate America. And lo and behold, here I am. All these years later, I'm still in it.
Can you take us back to your first shoot? What was it like?
Well, I kind of have two first shoots, I think. My very first shoot I shot with a smaller company called Forbidden Fruit Films, run by Jody West. And she knew that I was a cam girl. She had moved here into town and had been hanging around with all of the same type of friends. And she said, hey, do you want to do a girl? And so I did a girl. I went to her house, and I was probably there for maybe 2 or 3 hours. It was so low key. Then I had a few more with her. And then that's when I decided, you know what, this might be something that I would like to do. And so Kieran with Brazzers reached out, and that was my first shoot. My first shoot for mainstream or bigger companies was with Damon Dice. And oh my gosh, he's a director now. Oh my gosh, curly hair. Oh, he'll kill me that I remember his name, but it was me and two boys. And I was like, oh, I was really worn out by the end of that scene.
Okay. Can you tell us about your most recent shoot?
I just shot last week with Adult Time. Seth Gamble and Bree Mills were directing, producing that. So that was also a boy, girl.
Okay. I won't ask you too many details because it's probably not been released yet, and you don't want to spoil it for your fans.
Just shot it. I'm really excited though. It's going to be really good.
Sounds good. Are there any sex acts that you want to shoot that you haven't shot yet?
This year I am actually a showcase has been presented to me to come out. So it should have all of my firsts, I guess, the last probably hurrah first that I'll ever do. I can't say that there's any specifically that I'm just dying to do, but I should have about 2 or 3 firsts that will come out throughout this year.
Okay, cool. What scene are you most proud of and why?
I think to date, my most favorite, or the one I'm most proud of, is the movie Indecent through Misa X. I really did enjoy my acting with that. And I go into every scene kind of critiquing myself. I want to know, I go in every time, how's this gonna, I want it to be good. And so I think with every year that goes by, I become more comfortable, and I to me, I just think I'm getting better and better. So I guess long version is Indecent with Misa X is probably my most favorite at this point.
Right. The second most asked question of all time: which porn star do you most like to work with?
I don't actually have one. I do really enjoy working with my friends, all my milfy female friends. What if I can ever see that I'm on set with someone who's more age appropriate on the MILF side, I'm golden. I mean, that to me, that's a big win.
Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
Hmm. I will still be around. I mean, obviously, being in the industry for 9 years, I'm have been shot quite a bit. So it's not that I'm going to be leaving anytime soon, because I'm absolutely going to stay as long as I can. Probably without doing gilf porn, I'd like to stop with that, but maybe still be around, whether it's the AI side or the metaverse, or just maybe producing my own content. So I'll still be around and hopefully be able to show more of my personal side and a more relaxed state versus working with the studios all the time.
Looking back at your career, is there anything that you would tell your younger self?
Uh, there isn't. uh, There isn't. That's a great question. There isn't anything that I would tell myself, only because I feel I've been protected or surrounded by good people. My agents have always been strong, good, solid people within the industry. So I guess if I could give any advice, not to myself, but to any new ones coming in, is to really make sure that you have a good group around you, good people that can give you good advice and that won't send you out on shady scenes or to hotel room scenes or something. So I think my advice would be towards others: just make sure you have a good support system, and stick with your gut. Don't do anything that you're not comfortable with.
Good advice. What's the oddball thing that you've been asked to do during a shoot?
I honestly haven't been asked too many oddball things, maybe because I'm pretty stoic and don't really come across as like a big goofball. But the only thing that I could say is that it was probably January or early February in Vegas, and I was shooting a girlfriend films shoot scene, and after the scene was over, the director told us to jump into the water, and I just remember say, "Well, what?" He was like, "I'm filming this, go jump in." And so we had to go jump in that ice cold pool.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to get into industry?
Uh, this kind of just goes back to your previous question. Uh, Make sure that you have a solid agent, make sure that you have trustworthy people around you, stick with your gut, don't go to work sick. Even if you desperately need the money, but you've broken out in a rash, or you've got something wrong with you or whatever, don't go, because that's on the internet forever. So it's just best to just heal and so forth. But honestly, just take care of yourself and make sure that you look out for yourself. You don't listen to your gut.
Yeah. What would you improve about the adult industry?
Uh, you know, and not that this is a bad thing, because we do, testing is good, but sometimes the testing gets little, I don't know, a little cringy, whether people aren't all tested correctly. I honestly feel, and I'm gonna, people may not agree with this, but I feel like once a year, every single one of us, or however many times a year, we all should be completely tested, for all the other little plasma-y things that pop up or whatever, not just the standardized testing that we normally do. I think if we could just do it like once a year, something, just have like a big blown out big solid test to make sure that no one's bringing in a yeast infection, or this is so, something that a girl can catch that a guy can't, or I think that would be great. And that's so hard to do, because how do you do that when everyone else is going out and having sex with other people outside the industry? So it is really tough to do.
Mhm. What stigma about the adult industry is most unwanted and needs to be wiped out?
Well, I mean, I'm sure everyone says this, just the perception of that we're dirty people, that we're not classy or sophisticated or class acts, or that we don't get tested, which, there's probably just in that realm that we're just seedy.
And what hobbies do you have outside of the industry?
Oh my gosh, I love to be outside, whether it's, it's hiking or swimming or gardening, anything outside I can do. That's where I would rather be. Just breathe that fresh air and be out there with my dogs.
What turns you on?
Uh, Standard. I really do like intelligence. I love to laugh. Someone that could joke around and isn't afraid to, just be themselves around me, just super laid back. I do like I do like a nice smelling cologne or a good smelling man. I love that. A backward hat. Those are some little things that might turn me on.
Do you watch porn? If so, what type?
I don't watch porn. I used to before I started in the industry, and that would have always been girl porn.
Yeah. Do you use sex toys? Describe your favorites.
I do use sex toys. My favorites are glass dildos and the Hitachi. I am addicted to that Hitachi.
What's your favorite sexual position on and off camera?
I am so boring with this, and I get to ask this a lot. I actually love to be on my back, and I love to see what's happening to my body. I like to see my boobs moving. I like to pull my legs back. I like to watch the cock go inside of me, being played with or whatever, and when I'm turned over, I don't get to see anything. And so for me, that is my position. I can bounce back, buck back, and do whatever. And so that's always my go-to if I can.
If you're interviewing a porn star, what would you ask them?
If I was interviewing a porn star, I guess I would ask what do they have planned after this, or what's their escape plan?
And yours?
My escape plan is to still be around, still kind of be up in everyone's face, but maybe not as not in your face as far as shooting with the mainstream companies. But I want to be on a beach. So for me right now, my goal is how can I get to a beach? So I am looking to try to move, and and I'm talking to other people within the industry, and who knows, it might be we'll just have group of us moving somewhere, and then watch out, here comes all that content that's going to come from the beach and everyone coming to visit us. So that's kind of my escape plan right now.
Okay. Who would you like to nominate within the adult industry to answer these questions?
I think Lexi Luna should. She's killing it right now. I've been watching her throughout the years. We used to be with the same agent, and I've had a good chance to get to meet her within the last year and know her more. And she's outstanding.
Cool. That's great. Thank you very much for doing the interview.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?